Welcome everyone. Stay and watch to see how I made this quick and easy, colourful DIY epoxy resin bookmark. Hello, it's Carmi. Right, first up, apologies, I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit croaky, but I'll just duck in and out of the music with what I'm doing. So we're starting with this epoxy resin from Let's Resin, and it's a two-part product. So you've got a part A and a part B. And there I'm getting my gloves, protective gloves. You want to make sure you've got some of those. And my respirator to keep yourself safe. Working with resin can be quite toxic, so you've got to be careful. Also got some measuring cups. So here you go, there's the part A and a part B. And it's equal ratio of both, so 1 to 1. I think that's by volume and by weight. But these cups are useful because I just measure it out like that. So I've got a couple of these because I'm going to be doing different colours. I could have just mixed one big pot, but I didn't have a big pot. So I'm just sharing them between these different cups. I'm going to be doing a couple of other projects after this, so I'm making a bit more than I need. So I always double check that I'm putting the equal amounts of each. I've used this Let's Resin quite a lot, and these are smaller pots than I usually get, so they are nearly running out. Especially with this last one, I had to empty it upside down to get all the dregs out. Right, so that is the part B. So we've done both parts now, and some of the bits of the video I'm going to speed up, just so you don't have to sit there for hours whilst I'm doing it. I always like to finish off with these sticks just to get the last little bit out so it doesn't drop on the table. And I'm just going to start mixing it. Now I will speed some of these bits up, so you should really do it slowly and just make sure you thoroughly mix it up. It'll go a bit cloudy before it goes clear. If you do it too quickly, you'll get more bubbles, which is a problem I've had in the past, but I think if you let it sit for a little bit, they kind of ease off and bubble to the top. So yeah, just probably give them it's probably like about a 3 minutes thorough stir each, and just make sure you go around all of the edges and scrape the bottom as well, just so you've totally mixed it all together. You can see little bubbles in there at the moment, but they'll settle and pop eventually. So I'm using this mica powder for the first colour I'm doing. I'm just going to do a white, and I've got this resin dye paste. This is from Decorum, or Decorum, don't know how you pronounce that. But you only use a little bit of this. I'm just going to shake it up a bit, but you don't want to kind of mess about with the balance of the two-part resin too much. So I just put a little bit in, a few squirts, and this will help make it a solid, like a block colour, more opaque obviously, and not transparent, which is the look I'm going for. So I've just put a little bit of that in there. You can see it kind of sits because the resin's quite thick. So I'm just going to mix that up. Again, don't do this too quickly, just make sure it's thoroughly mixed. But obviously you've got a working time with your resin, so you don't want to leave it too long. I can see already I probably will want to put a little bit more of this white paste in, the dye paste, just because it's definitely going opaque, but I want it completely solid colour. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the white mica powder. This is like a white silvery one. Top tip, use a little spoon. I couldn't find mine. So you just want more control over how much you put in. I've probably put too much in there. And actually with the paste, you're probably taking away from it slightly, but I just wanted to double up on the kind of white pigment. So I'm just going to mix this in again thoroughly. Scrape all the edges, because some of the, especially if you put, I always add the powders. There we go, I put a bit more of that dye paste in. If you're putting the powder pigment in, I've made the mistake before of putting the pigment in the cup first and then adding the resin liquid to it. But you can often get bits stuck on the bottom that you just can't get to easily, so I always now add it on top. Now this product is one I got on Amazon. I love it. It's like a glow-in-the-dark powder. So it's kind of like an off-white powdery, it's like very, very fine sandy texture. And it's an off-white, but the glow has a kind of slight blue hint to the neon, like a neon glow. You can get ones that have a green tint as well, but I'm a blue girl. But it doesn't affect the colour of the actual, the kind of base colour of the white. But when it glows, it gives off a nice slight blue glow. So again, I'm just mixing this in thoroughly. Probably put a bit too much of that powder in, but it doesn't seem to, I've done it before and it doesn't seem to have, you know, cause any issues. Now we're going in with acrylic, System 3 acrylics. Again, you just want to not put too much in, just a hint. And we're going back into, this is one of the other pots of clear resin. This colour is incredible. It's System 3 acrylic from Dala Rowney. Dala Rowney? And it's fluorescent red. It's number 544 and it is awesome. It's like a, I want to say it's like a, it's more of a fluorescent kind of corally colour than a red, I would say. And it's just so vibrant and bright. It's beautiful. So I've put a little bit in and then I was just trying to scrape it off, but be careful. I don't want to put resin back in the pot, so I was just wiping off the cloth there. But look at this colour. You have to thoroughly mix it with the acrylics. And it still has that translucent look, so you can still see through it, but I'm just going to go in for a bit more to get a more of a rich colour. And again, just carry on mixing that in. This is one of my favourite colours, and especially this combination I'm doing today, which is the kind of vibrant corals with turquoises. I love blues, aquas, turquoises, teals, and I feel like this pinky red, they really kick off together. So now, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's phthalo turquoise, PHTHALO turquoise, and it's number 154 on the System 3 acrylics, again from Dala Rowney. This one has a lot of pigment and it's beautiful. This would be great for, I see, you know, lots of the videos where people do the ocean scenes with resin. This is a great one for that, I'd imagine. In fact, I should do a video on that. I haven't actually tried that one yet, when you do the waves. But this colour's gorgeous. It's like a, it's a teal really, but obviously you can kind of control how strong the colour is, how vivid it is. And also the paste I used earlier, the white dye paste, You could, if you wanted to, drop some of that in there and make it a solid colour. It would probably come out like a beautiful, it would obviously be lighter, so it would be probably more of a light turquoisey kind of aqua colour. But okay, here is my mould. So I've been wanting to do bookmarks forever, but I bought a whole set, a D-stash from someone on Facebook who happened to live around the corner, which was great. And it happened to have a bookmark mould in it, so it was just meant to be. So I've just gone in with a little bit of the clear, and now I'm just going to drop in a little bit of that fluorescent red mix, the corally colour. So obviously here we've got 2 transparent resin mixes. And I've actually just decanted a little bit of that white mix into a tiny pot, so it's easier to manage. And I'm just going to go in with a little dribble of that in a few places, because I want it to have opaque and transparent areas of the bookmark. I mean, this is all just completely random where I'm putting stuff. It's just an experiment, isn't it? That's the fun of it. So we're just going to see how it turns out, really. You can see they kind of start merging together, and I'm going to go in with the phthalo turquoise. It's quite a lot darker. And you can see it starts to kick off with the pink there, with the fluorescent red. I'm going to keep this pretty simple. Might do a few little drops over the other colours, but just kind of testing as well how much the silicone mould can take. I don't want to go too over. And it's a bookmark, it needs to sit inside your book. You don't want it to be too thick. Just a few little splodges of the red. You can see there I've gone over the mould a bit. I'm just working now on the normal area of my desk, but when I cure it, I've got a curing table that I got from Amazon recently, which is a level surface. And now I'm just going to give it a little shake. I just want to make sure things are blended together and there's no little air blocks or bubbles underneath. So just tapping it kind of encourages those bits of resin to fill all the little cracks of the mould. It's a very simple mould anyway, but... And then I'm just going to give it a quick spritz of alcohol spray just to, again, encourage any bubbles to come up. And then this is pretty much ready, so we're going to go and leave that to cure. And let's give it some time to cook, shall we? Right, we're back. It's fully cured. I've actually got a little heat mat, which I got recently as well, which is incredible. It kind of takes the curing time down from 24 hours to like 4 hours. And this is looking really sweet. Not too different from how it was, you know, when we were working on it and it was wet, but the blues looks like it's spread a little bit on the lower half. But let's demold it and see what happens. And this is demolding so nicely. As I said, it's a really simple mold, but it just comes out beautifully. And here we are. It's really cute for a first bookmark. I actually love it. I love the clear bits as well. Excuse my nails. I paint them, and then, because I'm always doing stuff, I'm making jewellery and resin and bits and pieces, they get chipped after a couple of hours. So you can see there's a few sharp bits where I've overfilled it in the mould. So I've just got this, what's it called? I want to say it's not a brazing tool, I can't remember what it's called. But it's for resin and clay, I suppose, just to shave off gently those edges. It's just lightly trimming off the little bits that have spilled over so it's nice and smooth, and it's just about feeling it with your fingers. You don't want anything sharp that's going to hurt anyone's hands, or especially in a book, you don't want to kind of scratch up or get any tears in your pages, do you? So I'm just finely tuning it. Also, I'm being careful just to go on the actual corners. You don't want the side edges of the actual piece to get damaged and scratched up. And this is, it comes off really nicely. You just got to be quite gentle with it. I'm still kind of getting used to this tool and getting the right amount of control with it. But it's definitely easier when it's just fine, tiny little areas you're working on. So that's pretty much done. I'm just going to clear up. There it is. Just want to see what it looks like against the white of my touchpad. It's so cute. And that colour combination, I love. I love it, especially with the white. It actually has a bit of an 80s vibe going on, doesn't it? With the white and the pink. So I'm just going to get these little jump rings, and I bought these tassels from Amazon a long time ago. They're useful for all sorts of projects, but I just want to see what colour to add on there, just as a little accessory to finish it off. So I've kind of matched a kind of reddy coral one. The lime green I like, but it kind of works, but not quite in keeping. That's a bit too light, that yellow one. And again, another kind of corally soft pinky one, but it might be a bit too light. You could do anything. You don't even need to add these. You can just thread through the little hole in the mould. A bit of ribbon would work well as well. I just want to do a couple of little visual tests just to make sure I pick the right one. To be honest, it's between the two pink ones. And I think because there's lighter colours at the end of the bookmark with the whites, I went for the kind of slightly bolder colour. So I'm just going to find one of these, a bigger one, probably need a slightly bigger one, so it covers the distance between the hole and the top of the bookmark. And I've just gone for the silvery colour because obviously it matches the little tassel top. So I often make the mistake of, some of these are stronger than others, some of them are more pliable, but I make the mistake of trying and damaging my nails, and I shouldn't do that. So I just get out my little plier set, and you just want to open it up enough to so you can thread it through the little hole on the bookmark at the top. That should just be enough. This can be a bit fiddly sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. There she goes. Yep. And then we're just going to thread on the tassel. And then close it up. I'm never 100% sure if you're supposed to close them so they meet back together face to face, or if you're supposed to overlap them, but I don't really like the look of them overlapping, so I just try and do them so they come back face to face. And there's not going to be a lot of stress on this joint because it's only holding that tassel and it's just going to be on a book. So if it was on a key rings, I would make sure it's like as strong as possible. So there we go. She's a beaut. Yeah, I love it. I'm definitely going to make more of these. I just suppose it doesn't matter if the tassel goes at the top or the bottom of the book, but obviously that would be on the outside. But yeah, I think it's really pretty. It's lovely for a gift as well. Any kind of age person can read, obviously, of reading age. But yeah, no, it came out nice, and I do love the little clear transparent bits mixed in with the opaque areas. And the colour combination works nicely together. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this. For a first try, not bad. I'm definitely going to make some more, so I'll go online and find some more silicone moulds, maybe different shaped ones for different shaped bookmarks. But yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if there's any other projects you think I should try. Okay, bye.